What's going on with y'all? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. What's going on with y'all? We had a great live last night. We talked about the main Khalif thing. I don't know if they're gonna monetize that video, but we were talking about other stuff too. I didn't even get a chance to talk about it. Everybody was like, skip Bayless. Last day was yesterday. I let everybody get their piece out. As much as I despised him, which I did, he did open the doors for a lot of guys to be able to get their hustle on. Now, what I forgot was that he was on Jim Rome's show. I forgot that. I heard that from Cino, because I don't watch Marcellus Wiley's beat dancing ass. I don't watch him at all because I know what he is. Like, he one of them brothers who the happy-go-lucky brother. Like, he'll be saying one thing and he be trying to play both sides. He'll double talk a little bit, but he still has his ways. I mean, all these years, like, all these guys were allowed to disrespect the athletes like Kobe Bean, Randy Moss, all of these guys. Skip has been a proponent of that. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Shannon, because of how Shannon and T.O., this is definitely why I don't like T.O., because T.O. was hating, talking about Marvin Harrison's thing, you know, when he was dealing with off the field, and then talking about Randy Moss had all these troubles, like basically dry snitching, you know what I'm saying? And Skip be the main one, like who was calling T.O. out about his antics, and, you know, getting on T.O., calling him a team obliterator, coming up with names like Bosch Spice and all that. Like, Chris Bosch should have tore his head off on the show, but Chris Bosch is nice, you know, and everybody was really upset with Chris Bosch that day. They felt like Chris should have just took his head off because he was being called Bosch Spice and all this, when Chris Bosch wasn't even like soft or nothing. Like, wasn't Bosch's thing. Like, Bosch isn't a big man. They got him playing the 5. It's like, bro, he's not a 5. He got to play out of position because this chump over here can't play off the ball. So, you know, and then, you know, he criticized LeBron a lot, which was rightfully so, because nobody else would criticize Bron. But then some people were upset. They're like, well, why you don't criticize Tony Romo the same way? And I had that conversation with somebody like, dude, Tony Romo's an undrafted free agent, an undrafted signee. He never was supposed to be where he was at. And he proved that he should have stayed undrafted, because all he was a stat pattern, and then lose the game. And then when he'll win a game, it'd be like so like out of the blue. But when he got to the playoffs, he choked like horribly bad whenever he got there. Like, Romo used to miss the playoffs all the time. But I gave smoke to Romo and Brownies because I felt like both of them lacked what was a killer instinct. Now, the Brownies got his little chips that, in my opinion, they gave to him. He didn't really earn them. Some people may disagree with me, and that's cool. You could disagree with me, you know, but I just think they were given to him. I don't really think he really went through any adversity. So, you know, but Skip would always call these things out and people got upset. And I would be upset that people were getting mad at that. Like, nobody had smoke for Skip when he was talking bad about AI or Kobe. You know, because people didn't like Kobe. They was like, man, I don't like Kobe, so he could talk about Kobe. When it was just outrageous. Like, Kobe was that guy. You know, and for Skip to be that disrespectful was just like, come on. Like, what are we doing? And I knew then. I remember him on a show called Old School, New School. It was him and Stephen C. Smith. They were on there in the 90s, I believe it was. Or early 2000s. And then Skip went to Cold Pizza. They had the first, second down, third, fourth down. And they would go from there. So Skip was ahead of his time when it came to debating. He was way ahead of his time. And then Rob Parker, it actually was Rob Parker's idea because, see, Skip and Rob are cool. Rob, I think, owned a barbershop, and they used to have debates in there all the time. And Rob suggested that, I believe. And they did it on the Cold Pizza. The first down, they would have a topic, second down, third down. And then when they did First Take, they just basically, they revamped Cold Pizza, because Cold Pizza was really a show. It was like a sports show. They would invite guests on there to, talk. They would sit down with them, talk about the athlete, what they did, what they didn't do. They would talk to different athletes to, it was a good show in that case. But then, when this crap came out, and then when they did the First Take, they took everything away from what they did on Cold Pizza, and the show was built around debates. And Jay Crawford just was like, man, I had to leave. I just got sick of it. He just was tired of it. He just couldn't believe some of the takes that Skip Bayless would make. Everybody thought Skip was crazy. And Skip was like, man, he delusional. He's just saying certain stuff. But then when it comes to a person who everybody deemed man, that dude ain't all that, Skip would like that person. Like Vince Young. He felt Vince Young would have been great on the NFL level. I thought Vince Young would be great. I thought Vince Young should have gone to Houston. He would have been closer to home. He would have been able to deal with things better. Vince Young's the type of guy who needed to be home. But then Vince got to Tennessee. He couldn't deal with all the pressure, the backlash and stuff, And then Skip would disrespect Michael Vick. Is Michael Vick really a quarterback? He's more like a running back or something. And you had a lot of people regurgitating this, and it wasn't even that. Vic didn't really have anybody to throw to, but then we found out later, Vic ain't even read the playbook or watch the tape. And it just was mind-boggling to me. I was like, man, dog, the things he could have done, because in Philly he was balling, but Vic always could do that. Vic just ain't never have a stable offense. Plus, Vic ain't really take it seriously. Vic was too busy using his athleticism a lot. He didn't really, try to throw it like that. Plus, he only had Crump. And then when he got in trouble with that dog stuff, they got Matt Ryan the year after that year. Because I think he got hurt, and then he was going to come back, and then that's when the dog stuff came. They sucked that year, and then they drafted Matt Ryan, and they took off. But he disrespected Vic. He disrespected so many players and stuff, and and he always would put Shaq over Kobe and stuff, and he said Shaq was dominant. I'm sorry, I never saw what he saw in Shaq. But anyway, he basically would talk about Tim Duncan was better than Kobe. He's one of the ones who said that Duncan was better than Kobe. He was one of the ones who put that out there. And, you know, and then you had Rob Parker, who continually hated because of the series against the Suns where they lost the 3-1 lead, and everybody puts that on Kobe, and Kobe quit in that last game, you know, and Barkley basically was the first one to actually put that out there, and that's what caused a lot of problems between him and Kobe. And Mike and Mike was telling Kobe, man, like, look, I don't deal with the dude. Like, nobody dealt with Charles because Charles became different when he became an analyst. Like, he does stuff that really ain't pro player. So he disrespected. Kobe had to come on the show. They came on the TNT show. They talked about it, and Kobe had to explain to them, like, look, man, ain't nobody quit because Kobe knows how bad that'll make his image look. Kobe like, dog, ain't nobody quit. Phil wanted to run this. We ran it. And I don't understand why nobody blames Phil in the Lakers organization for a team that wouldn't suffice winning a 7-game series. Like, that team was not that good. Kobe had to will that team to the playoffs. But Kobe never gets any love like that because people hate Kobe. They just love to hate Kobe. So, you know, that's when Kobe went to the Olympics. After I think it was after the following year. They lost again or something. No, excuse me, that's my bad. They lost the next year to the Suns again. And then that's when 08 came, like 07 to 08 season. That's when they traded for Pau Gasol, and they lost in the finals, and that's when Kobe did his thing. But Skip has always been a lightning rod, and he believes the takes that he makes. Like, he was the one who said Tebow would get into the playoffs and he would ball out, and Tebow would be terrible the first 3.5 quarters, and then he would just ball out, and Skip was like, all he does is win. And they was riding this wave, and this is one of the reasons Jay Crawford didn't want to be there. Because Jay Crawford's like, dude, this dude don't do nothing for 3.5 quarters, then all of a sudden he plays. But I understood what Skip was talking about because I made the same argument about Tebow. And I told people, Tebow can play, but you got to put him in his offense. Tebow can't play a pro-style offense. And I told people that then. And because in the last minute of the game, he's playing his shotgun spread formation because John Fox and them sabotaged him. They didn't want Tebow. They didn't want him. That's why when Peyton Manning became free, they went with Peyton Manning, which I thought was dumb. Yeah, they won the Super Bowl, but I thought it was dumb because Peyton Manning was done at that point. He had a good first season. Got to the Super Bowl, got his ass whooped. Came back the next season, was trash. You know, so he started riding the Tom Brady wave. And Skip said before the draft that Tebow just has that will to win, and he did. I saw what Josh McDaniels saw. Josh McDaniels was like, shoot, I could fix this dude throwing and all of that. They fired Josh McDaniels. Because they was caught videotaping, doing all the stuff, doing what the Belichick does. But I told people, yeah, Belichick was recording and doing all that stuff. Everybody was doing that stuff. Dungy came out and said it. But anyway, that was when Skip was basically tearing down Bill Belichick then. You know, Skip does that. He picks somebody and tears them down. doesn't come with the logical, but on first take, what blew first take up was with him and Jalen Rose. When him and Jalen Rose got into it, and Skip ain't never been the same from that. Because he should have had Jalen Rose on Undisputed. If you would have let Jalen Rose come back and y'all go at it, that show would have broke records. Because the thing I like Jalen Rose ain't gonna back down. Jalen Rose gonna tell you what up. Jalen Rose had enough. He was getting tired of Skip like talking bad about the players. Jalen Rose got pissed off, and that's why that episode he was like about Westbrook taking more shots than KD. And I understood what Skip was saying. They honestly both were correct. Westbrook is a point guard, but his style is to dominate the ball. He's going to give you a bunch of assists and get these points, get rebounds. He's going to do it all. He's an all-around point guard. But he's not the point guard that KD needs. And that's what Skip was saying. And KD wanted Russell Westbrook traded. And Sam Presti didn't want to trade him. If Sam Presti would have traded Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant would have had championships. Westbrook is not saying he couldn't win championships, but I was explaining this point to everybody. Westbrook dominates the ball too much. It's the LeBron James effect. It's the same. They're the same player, except Westbrook got bigger balls than he does and got more heart. The problem is that Westbrook isn't the right point guard for him. Westbrook would be a perfect guard like for a James Harden or somebody like that, or a Kyrie Irving. He would fit Kyrie. But Kevin Durant, no. Kevin Durant is like Melo. They got to get the ball in their spots. They got to operate. And this is why when you put KD with an actual point guard, it wasn't about having Steph and Clay. No, you put him with Draymond. If you put KD on the team and it was just him and Draymond on the team, they would win championships. Because Draymond would know how to get the ball to KD. He know where KD feel comfortable. That's why they won 4 years ago. That's why I told people, you talk about this team, that team 4 years ago wasn't talented as this team, and that team would destroy this team. Because Kevin Durant and Draymond was destroying it on both sides of the ball. They would throw Dre at the 5, K would be at the 4. You couldn't stop it. They had a way better plus and minus than these clowns today. Like Embiid and, not Embiid, but Brownies and AD. And they got humbled last game. Because they thought they thought by putting AD in the starting lineup it would work, and no. But Skip has always been that lightning rod. He's the reason Shannon is where he's at. Nobody wanted to touch Shannon since that incident at CBS where the white girl lied on him. For real. And then at the end of the show, you know, Shannon is too sensitive. And you could tell. And you could tell that Skip is looking at it as a business. Shannon is sensitive. I knew it wasn't going to work because Shannon takes everything to heart. And then when they gave him that contract, Shannon forgot where he came from. The only reason Shannon blew up was because he came in there with wave caps and the robe and all of that stuff. He was acting like a straight buffoon, knowing he don't smoke, but playing a caricature that is placed on us in the black community and as black folks. And I didn't like that at all because I felt like he was bee dancing for his master. I didn't like that at all. Everybody else was cool with that and stuff. I wasn't cool with it. I'm like, man, he fake. He phony. Phony as heck. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, he had a great run. I mean, Skip revolutionized this debate stuff. You couldn't have this debate stuff without him. He did his thing. He's the reason a lot of these networks, like, have a lot of these people. Like Stephen C. Smith, you have Shannon. They over there on ESPN, which I don't watch none of them shits because they just got redundant, and the people that's on there talking, their points are so... It's so slanted. Like, they're trying to tell you, right? Lamar Jackson ain't a top 5 quarterback, right? They just did the top 100. Lamar Jackson was voted the best quarterback. But the second overall great player, they had Tyreek Hill 1, which I didn't have a problem with. Because Tyreek Hill was carrying that damn Dolphins offense, just like Lamar carries offense. And I told y'all, tuna fish is benefiting from Tyreek Hill. Y'all keep trying to tell me this tuna fish ass dude is good, and I'm telling Chance, bro, he's not good. He was at Alabama with a track team, bro. What are you talking about? Mac Jones just came out a year after him and put up the same numbers. Jalen Hurts had to go play with Lincoln Riley because Saban don't know offense. Saban running that 1960 shit. But yeah, but Skip also was right about Jalen Hurts. He said, look, Jalen Hurts got the it factor. Wentz ain't got it. So Skip has been right a lot of times. He's also been wrong, but he's been right when calling out talent and stuff. So you can love or hate him. Me, I don't give a shit about him. He should have never been put on like that because I saw his stick. I knew what he would do. And the way he was disrespecting Iverson and Kobe Bryant was just so disrespectful to me. He's talking about these players like they ain't shit. You know, and then the T.O. thing, at times I felt like he made it way too personal with T.O. Like, way too personal. You know, you got to hear both sides of the story. T.O. tells his side, and then you got the side over here. My thing with T.O. I didn't like is that T.O. would do a lot of sneak disses and throw his teams under the bus. And then he'll say another guy said it. And it's like, why did you even say it in the first place? Like, he's asked the question, like, who would you like to play with? He's saying I would play with Brett Favre. But you're on the team with Donovan McNabb. I mean, I just felt like that was disrespectful. T.O. is a very disrespectful guy. I never liked him. And he's not in my, like, top 15 wide receivers. He's not. I just think he's overrated. He's a guy who benefited from, you know, being the size he was. He had so many targets, but he dropped the ball a lot of times. I would go with a Harrison. I would go with a Sharp. I would go with guys. Now, with Skip on T.O., I felt them about T.O. because T.O. was that way. T.O. was a big-ass bitch. He always cried all the time. He always had a problem. It was always a damn issue that T.O. had with somebody. Like, T.O. just never stood up to be a leader, in my opinion. He never did. He never swallowed his pride. When you're playing football, you got to swallow your pride. You got to swallow your ego. You got to play within the team. Because if you don't, you're not going to win championships. That's what happened to my college team. That's why we sucked, because everybody had an ego. Everybody had an ego on the team, and nobody could swallow their pride to say, yo, let's take the time to actually learn this. Let's take the time to actually let's do this. You know, and the coaching staff had their favorites and stuff, and I think that's a bad idea. You have your favorites. You only have your favorites if that player actually been putting in work and's been consistent. Everybody on the team, including me, was not consistent. Me, I was terrible. You know, if I could turn it back, I would have worked harder, did a lot more. But it was just, I was upset and frustrated because of a lot of things, but it's no excuse. I messed up, but I still went out there to try my best. But you have to sacrifice. When I was on my high school teams, we were close because we all sacrificed. We didn't care about our stats. We were trying to win. We were trying to win and everything, and we sacrificed for the team. Some of us played positions we didn't want to play, but we played it. You know? So, but we just had a dumbass coach. If we had my other coach, Coach Derek, coaching us, man, we would have won so many games. Because he knew where to put guys at. So, but Skip, man, you can hate him, whatever, love him. He revolutionized the debate game, bro. So all you can do is show love. But what he'll do after, I don't give two shits. But it was over for Undisputed when Skip couldn't be Skip no more. It ain't had nothing to do with that DeMar shit. Everybody say the DeMar shit. Skip ain't say nothing wrong about it. Now, he shouldn't have tweeted it. I agree, because we live in a sensitive time. Like, Skip didn't realize that how sensitive everybody was. And that was his biggest problem. Like, Skip stayed in a bubble. He don't know how to read the room or read around that room or around the bubble. He doesn't. And that's from the years of having entitlement and being been giving power over over the show. He didn't see what was around him. You know, you don't tweet something like that because people are already ultra sensitive. You know, if he was talking amongst his buddies, that's cool, but you can't say that. I didn't have a problem with what he said because, listen, football is a dangerous sport. You can die out there. So when you go on the field, you have to make your peace with God and tell God through good or bad, please protect me, whether I make it out this game or not. I always used to say that. We just live in a soft-ass society. Like, everybody is so goddamn soft. It's like yesterday with the main chick. They trying to call this girl a trans and a man. No, she's a woman. She's just different than other women. She was born a woman, and she's been fighting women her whole life, and she has been getting her ass whooped by women. And everybody got mad because she whooped this little white girl yesterday. I'm like, dude, she can't box. The white girl can't box. She barely got tapped. This is the society we live in, but y'all cool with other stuff, but then when it comes to the pole with a white girl or it comes to things, y'all jump the gun. Like in this instance, y'all jumping the gun about Skip. Skip gonna bounce back. He an old white dude, but Skip gonna bounce back. He is. When he left ESPN, he bounced back. He bounced back hard. He's gonna bounce back. He probably got to go on the internet now because regular TV ain't gonna take that shit from him. But thank you for listening, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. If you love what you hear, you can donate to the page by going to the description box, hitting that link to the Cashapp, or you could go to my zelle. It's in my description box. You can find me that way. You guys can also super chat and leave a super thanks. You know, when the video live or premiere, if you come after the video, like I said, a super thanks. You guys can sign up to the Patreon, $3 a month. I'm also on Rumble. Follow me on that. Also, you know, if you guys want to join the Fantasy Football League, like I said, deposit the $30 in my Cash App and then send me your email. My email is in the description box. Send me your email and, you know, hey, we can get it going. You know, we in August, so you guys ain't got that much time. So you guys got to try to get on. So thank y'all for listening, man. Shouts out to Sino. Shouts out to Scrub, Jose, who did it this time, Lobo, Mac Mizzle Show, Chance the GOAT. That's my guy. Detroit T and them, LB and everybody. MDT Sports, One True Emperor, Bear Theater, Foolland Speaks. Who else we got? Cess Talk Sports, Quita Love Sports. Oh yeah, Straight Love and Success Sports Entertainment. He doing his thing. Shout out to the sporting page. He's doing his thing. You know, shout out to the people, man, who trying to get it done. You know, thank you guys, man, for your love and blessings. We are out. And if I missed you, my apologies. Oh, MDT Sports. We out. Deezy.